Welcome back to the panel here at Star Ladder I-League Star Series Finals. Alliance, they lost their third game that they had today, as in 2 losses total, which is a very tricky scenario for them, as they still have two very tough matches to play tomorrow. But for now, they're done, as the commentators already pointed out as well. But what an ending that was! Guys, I was watching this with the last 10 minutes with like a half an eye. We had a food break, so that was really nice. But then at some point, you know, Ags on Nature's Prophet, they start doing well, they start getting their game flow going. It's like, okay, they got this. Lumi, what went wrong?
So both teams were being able to pick heroes off in the late game.
Right.
On one side, you had things like Puck with Dagon, and you had a Bounty Hunter, and of course a Prophet coming in. On the other side, you had a Beastmaster with Axe, Necrobook, and he was just doing solo pickoffs. The big difference for me was when the Radiant side got the pickoffs, they got the push to back it up. Sure, Prophet was, technically you could push down a tower. It wasn't like a Beastmaster Necrobook plus Frenzy Creep plus
It was more of a push by attrition than it was like a burst push.
Yeah, which is Alliance style and whatever. But it felt like halfway through the game, Spirit's like, oh, we could actually just kill you guys very quickly.
Yeah,
and they did, and they just like ran down.
When Spirit made that final push, Alliance had a 15k net worth lead. It wasn't like it was that even of a game. Like it was kind of even, like you said, they were able to make pushes and pickoffs and stuff. But Alliance was firmly ahead in farm. And they just made that one pickoff on the puck that didn't have buyback, and they're like, guys, we can just run at them. We have an OD. We can just push. And they kind of took Alliance off guard, and Alliance's response to that was kind of disorganized.
Yeah, they went in one by one.
They kind of went in one by one. They panicked. They died, bought back, came in again, died again, and they just weren't able to mount like a firm defensive against it, and it just lost them the game. And I think that just goes to show that just some of the fatigue that they've had to deal with today, because I don't think the normal Alliance makes those kind of late game mistakes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
No, for Alliance, but the commentators pointed out both of these two teams still have 2 matches to play tomorrow. Now, the biggest difference is that Team Spirit still has to face Fnatic as well as Na'Vi, which in the group, which is Group A, are arguably the more easy opponents, while Alliance has to face EG and LGD, arguably the toughest opponents.
Yeah, I don't think Alliance has much of a chance to move on to the playoff stage at this point. They needed to win 2 out of the 3 of the games today at least to move on. I don't see them taking a game from EG or LGD.
They kind of have to win both. That's the scenario right now. We calculated that in theory every team at least, or rather if you want to make it through, you have to win at least 3 matches.
You can go 2 and 3 and hope for a tie.
There is a chance that you make it through with 3 losses, but then you have to indeed, as you say, hope that someone else fucks up too.
Right, exactly.
Messes up too.
I see you guys did do time filling, because you guys definitely did the math behind this.
Yes, we did.
The tiebreaker. You guys had a lot of time to fill in. All right, good stuff.
We did have some delays. By the way, if you don't want to listen to us, which you do, but if you want to open a different tab, you can go to the secondary stream where Liquid is fighting against Team Secret, where they have picked up a roaming Mirana, which is always fun to see. Puppy Mirana, actually, coming out there for Team Secret, as Team Secret still has to play 2 games. So Liquid versus Secret now going on the second stream, and after that, Secret will play up against Vega. So just a heads up as that... Well, that will start during our next game as well. And our next game is going to be 2 teams that we have seen one of these 2 teams on stream here before. The other one has only played yet on the second stream, but it is Wings versus Virtus.Pro, and we're going to see those 2 teams against Complexity after that one as well. So that is kind of interesting to see how they do against each other, and then how we expect them to do against Complexity, which for me still, even though they lost against Team Liquid, sorry, spoilers, is still kind of a wild card team. I still feel like Complexity can easily bring it and win against these 2 teams as well, even though arguably Virtus.Pro is the easier, or rather the harder opponent, and Wings the more easy opponent. So it's kind of like top versus bottom, but we'll see if that is actually the case. What are you guys' expectations for Wings versus Virtus.Pro?
I thought Wings played really well. The games I casted, they kind of trounced Vega, made it look really, really easy. Blink had an amazing performance on his Batrider, ended up the game with like 9-1 and 7 or something like that. So he plays extremely well, and they draft smart. I actually thought that they should have made it out the Chinese qualifiers. Scans was telling me that if they use the old ruling, which was if you won both of your games, you got 3 points.
Yeah.
Now in this particular qualifier, they only got 2 points or 1 point for each win. They would have made it out of the groups.
Oh.
Yeah, they would have.
So
over who?
I think it would have been C Deck Avenger.
yeah, I think so. They were in the same
I
group.
could be wrong. They might. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that worked out. The thing for Wings in the Chinese qualifiers, they won games they shouldn't have, and then lost games they shouldn't have. So that was pretty tough for them. But we're already into the draft here between Virtus.Pro and Wings Gaming. We're trying to make up for some lost time here, and Virtus.Pro the immediate ban out of the Ember Spirits.
Please
Earth Spirit.
make it a trend.
Our Spirit, excuse me.
I'm not opposed to that. I mean, it's a hero that is just annoying to deal with. Now, we have seen Virtus.Pro before. The game that they played on stream here was a very tough game for them. They actually played really well for a very long game. We saw the Death Prophet from G, which rightfully then gets banned out, who was basically a one-man army and could take on the entirety of Team Secret. But Team Secret played for the super late game with the Naga Siren split push. Do you feel like anything from that game that'll take away to deal with to use against Wings?
Don't play Void the way they did. I mean, that sounds a little mean, but
If you're gonna do it that way, you gotta have physical damage to back it up.
yeah. Which, like you said, if the Lina got farmed enough, that game could have gone.
Just took too long.
Yeah. But looks like they're gonna open things up with Invoker.
G Invoker.
I want to see a little visage.
We might see it. Ven's Visage, make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, visage just got
Yeah,
buffed. Like, it's a pretty minor one, but it's there.
Hey, maybe they want to save it. You never know.
We have to make it past the group stage.
They
know it's
basically make
coming.
people people forget about it. It's
No,
like if we
they
don't pick it
don't.
now, people won't know, and then we'll pick it when it's.
I mean, it's just something that gets
time.
fifth banned if Lil doesn't have a hero yet, but beyond that, they're still much more. I mean, they want to ban out the Earth Spirit more than they want to ban out a Visage or anything else.
Lina, maybe.
Lina as well.
Yeah. All right, Night Stalker support Nature's Prophet offlane. I imagine that's going to be the...
10 seconds remaining.
They really like their Night Stalker Wings too. They'll.
5 seconds
I don't. I
remaining.
think I've seen some Chinese teams slide him up into the offlane position, get him an Iron Talon, and farm the side camp if you have some issues. What I have seen teams do, I don't know if Wings did this, but it was really common in the Chinese qualifiers,
Radiant
is you would
team
get an
battle.
offlane Night Stalker, and he would barely even go into lane. He would spend the majority of the day just farming jungle.
Okay.
Side camps.
The side jungle
so
camp.
he'd fight the side jungle camp and then go into lane and just sap a little bit of experience and then go back. Because during the day you can't really do a whole lot anyway.
10
And if you
seconds remaining.
with an Iron Talon you can kind of farm up that side camp relatively fast,
Right.
and you can be ready for a quick, a pretty decent first night.
So basically, once you hit the first night, you're level 3-ish, and
Yes.
you get your boots, and you start to
Actually
more
do
of
things.
a yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and when it's nighttime, you're not in the lane because you're killing people.
Exactly. Day farmer, night harmer.
It's pretty tricky to try and kill Lycan, though.
10
Yeah, this is a
Generally.
really early Lycan pickup. It's interesting to me to see them
5
kind of
seconds
show their hand this
remaining.
early, because I don't think Lycan is something that Wings would have.
No, Wings banned
Radiant
Lycan against
team
Vega.
That's true.
They did the
That's
research.
True.
So
Okay. All right.
VP,
Maybe-
they want Lycan.
They won Lycan. So, Lycan, obviously good in combination with loads of other creeps. Chen is
10
still in the pool.
seconds remaining.
Are we expecting to see a Chen hero or any hero, or which hero with
5
other
seconds remaining.
minions can we see? Can
Well,
we expect
they
to?
already got Forge Spirits. I think that's already enough.
really
I-
good,
I
yeah.
don't think
Yep.
you need to go
Reserve
to the
time.
deep end. I mean, I remember.
They are brute pickers.
Yeah, I remember Alliance did the Lycan Brood in Dream League.
Oh God.
There was that one game where the 18 spiders that got howled and just two-shotted people.
So far, Nature's Prophet and Night Stalker, not the best to deal with the brood. I mean, obviously Night Stalker is nice later on in the game, but during the laning stage when it's actually very scary, DK
Yeah.
Phobos could get ahead in that hero, and we know he can.
I think both Invoker and Lycan eats enough farm off the map where you want an offlane that maybe could give a little bit more space in that regards.
Okay.
But they could definitely fit a Brood if they want.
So far, I mean, you would still last pick it, right?
I'm thinking more of something like a Clockwork that could set things up for the rest of your
Aw.
team.
Sorry,
Radiant
Brian.
Team pick.
No Visage.
I like how Wings does their homework though.
Yeah.
They that's the thing I was talking about earlier. I really like the drafting phase at the beginning of patches because it's less set on what the really firm strongest heroes are, and so you have to draft more based on what the other team likes to pick. So it requires a bit more research for the drafters of the teams to like say, okay, they like to get this hero at this early stage, so we want to ban this because they're particularly good at it. We would ban it against this team, but not ban it against this team.
Turn to pick.
And it's really fun to see teams like Wings, who are people haven't heard of a lot, kind of like considered a B tier Chinese team that they don't really the lower scenes in China don't get a whole lot of exposure. So it's good to see them come out guns blazing, doing their research, and knowing how to beat some of these top tier teams.
What do you think of the Juggernaut pick?
I mean, they're going in just for the draft.
I am not sold on the Juggernaut pick because I feel like the Omni Slash is going to have to eat a lot of other stuff like Forge Spirit and Wolves and Necro Books. And honestly, the Healing Ward, you can't depend on it. Again, the minions are so good at breaking it up. So I'm surprised in terms of why it got picked.
Some of the Chinese teams have really been prioritizing the Juggernaut. I'm not quite sure why. I'll have to pick somebody's brain about it. Maybe
perhaps for the early push potential. Perhaps for the fact that even if you lose your lanes, it's still a hero that can actually do something with the levels that it gets, regardless of how much farm you have.
He's kind of the poor man's Gyro in some ways too, in that he can do a lot of nuke damage in lane with a spin with a setup from a support.
I think his Gyro's in the pool, so
yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if they have some kind of secret plan in mind for this match. Which hero are we gonna see mid here? Which hero would fit in Wings' lineup?
Well, they did run the Dagger Bat earlier.
Yes.
Today,
is that a decent matchup, you think, for the Invoker?
I think they're both gonna get farm. Depending on the build that Invoker goes for, he can actually get solo killed by the Bat.
Yeah, we saw that earlier, obviously, with S4. Yes. Who got a lot of kills earlier on.
Little mean mug in the camera.
Against Fnatic.
Do you start with a stick if you're Invoker against a Bat?
Here's the thing: I've seen a lot of Invoker versus Zeus matchup, and they never start with a stick. They just go for the no Fairy Fire and a pull tango. So
I think it would be the same against a Bat.
Yeah. Although the way that Blink plays his Bat, he goes boots first, straight up.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
like level 2, he goes to start making some plays, but who knows if it's even going to be a Bat.
We'll maybe find out soon. The Vengeful Spirit's still there for the Aura with the Lycan as well. That's looking like the startup of a very scary
10
death ball.
remaining.
Yeah.
The only answer that Wings has so far perhaps is the split push.
5 seconds
The
remaining.
wave clear comes from the Nature's Prophet mostly. They don't really have a lot of extra wave clear. Is there any kind of support
Reserve
you would wish
time.
to see on the side of Wings that they could actually work with that would be able to deal with that kind of push?
Wings like to pick Keeper. And they're very good with Keeper, but I'm not sure if it's a good counter to split pushing, right? Because your Keeper is more of a, I'm going to sit in my tier 3 and blast your 5-man push.
Yeah.
If they're going more like
and deny
zoo push,
farm as well at the same time.
if they go like more zoo push to like group up together to push with the Forge Spirits and all the Lycan stuff, yes. But I mean, if they know there's a Keeper, they just won't, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Also, Night Stalker plus Keeper is a nombo, if you want to call it.
Night versus light.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus day, I guess you can also say.
Oh, one thing that I think Wings need to get on top of this game is to keep putting Treants into the Roshan pit.
Virtus.Pro
Because this Dire lineup could easily sneak it anytime they want.
Are they going to be fast enough even if they have a tree in there? Because if Adventure also gets a medallion or something?
Yeah, I
that's
mean, you
gonna
got
be really
Alacrity,
fast.
you got Wolves. I think Lycan might be the one that's getting medallion. One of the few heroes that actually do get still medallion these days.
And I think this is a decent pickup against this lineup here, the Razor. Decent creep clear.
10 seconds remaining.
It's like okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not amazing, but it's not
5
awful.
seconds remaining.
But I'm interested to see what their last support is. I think they need a little bit of
Do they not need it?
lockdown.
Yeah, because I feel like if Lycan is in wolf
Radiant
form, obviously if
team
he's not, then maybe he's going to get silenced. But if he's in wolf form, he can just run around and do whatever he wants.
Right.
If he gets static linked, he might get sprouted, but you're going to imagine that he will be able to eat his way through.
If they didn't already have a Night Stalker, I would say go for the old school Enchantress counter to Lycan. He starts running away and you just impetus him down.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll see that.
Man, I still like Kato so much here. Even though it has
They might go for
the
it.
Mana League is like
actually
lockdown.
decent.
Yeah, Mana League's very good.
And now that you have Chen on top of the push, it's looking really scary. Now, one thing that I've noticed from the Wings draft is when I cast with scans is like, okay, so VP or
10
Vega in that
seconds
case
remaining.
has a much stronger draft than Wings. Wings just like, all right,
5
forget your
seconds
mid game. We're gonna
remaining.
just beat you in the laning stage, and that's exactly what they did. In this game though, I don't feel like they have heroes that could just like straight up beat you at laning stage because
Radiant
Prophet's not really
team
good at
pick.
that. I mean, Razor's a very passive laner, and Juggernaut needs a very aggressive support to back him up, and Night Stalker, not exactly best level 1 or 2. So I feel like Wings don't really have the best lanes. The mid game to me is in the hands of VP because they get the Roshan, they get the push, they have a lot of options in terms of how they want to play it.
Right.
So what is exactly Wings' game plan? I'm not really seeing it.
I think they're
10
drafting very
seconds remaining.
reactively, it feels.
Yeah.
Instead of having a firm game plan of their own, they're kind of
5
just trying to
seconds
deal with what
remaining.
Virtus.Pro throws at them.
Right.
Well, they don't have a lot of bonus time left, so
Reserve time.
we're gonna soon find out what their last support's gonna be.
10 seconds.
Virtus.Pro, by the way, we're
remaining.
missing their offlane. I would imagine.
5 seconds.
DK
remaining.
Phobos. What is the play?
Crystal
we
Maiden.
Oh.
Virtus.Pro.
Spearbreaker.
Turn
No,
to
no
That's the
hesitation
FNG
about
hero.
that. No, that is gonna be the DK Phobos hero.
The DK Phobos here, you're right, because FG's going to play this.
Yep.
Yes.
Or the Chin, excuse me.
Yeah, and he is one of the very active ones as well. Oh,
Hey,
that's not
Rose.
us. Ooh.
Okay, Ice Ice,
Hey.
Ice Ice has just been playing Ice Frozen Heroes.
Yes,
Like
there's
alternative.
CM.
He's playing CM and AA.
In IC Minsk.
Hey.
Hey. or am I on
That was
thin
such a
ice
dejected-
saying that? Sorry.
All right, so I get what the CM's trying to do, frostbite some Chen creeps. I
Yeah,
almost
but
want to say that
Eh.
Wyvern might be better.
Well, Wyvern was banned out last ban for Virtus.Pro.
You know-
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was less been out, but I would agree. I don't think it's like a lot of people have.
I think Virtus.Pro would agree as well. Otherwise
They've
we
kind of
wouldn't ban it.
overstated how bad the nerf is to the dealing damage to everyone around it, but also just if there's so many units there.
Yeah, you're just like, boom, one person's dead.
And it's mostly physical damage too, and if there's one thing you can do
Yeah,
against physical
exactly.
damage, there's that. Crystal Maiden, we saw Crystal Maiden picked up against the Chen earlier today.
I just feel like she doesn't do enough early.
She doesn't. We're going to find out though if that is going to be the case, if Crystal Maiden can live up to her expectations of being able to deal with the Chen or not. It is time for Virtus.Pro taking on Wings Gaming.
Thank you very much, Shiver. I'm LD, live here with WinteR. WinteR, you wanted to see a last pick Beastmaster, which would have been even more disgusting, I think, than this lineup that VP has already assembled, which is straight out of the Goblak book of Dota. Heavy push, incredible damage to towers.
It came from TI4 era, so
It's coming back. The summons are back. The death ball is back.
I mean one thing about the SB is you don't rely so much on your cooldown because they needed an initiator that has lockdown.
30
So
seconds to
SB
back.
doesn't rely on the cooldown of the ultimate, whereas if you go for the Beastmaster, it's more of like maybe too much of cooldown reliant heroes. So they probably felt like they wanted to be more aggressive. So with SB, you can actually have the global presence as well, and to shut down the Nature's Prophet.
Pretty good SB game, to be fair. The only tools to cancel it, the charge, are Frostbite, kind of tough to hit a lot of times, and Void, which is very unreliable. So with that, we get underway. It's VP taking on Wings. G going to be scouting out the bottom
battle
rune.
begins.
Wings going to be controlling the top. We can see the Treants marching through the dire jungle, trying to get some vision. They did drop a hill ward up towards the top rune.
Wait,
So,
they're going aggressive lane?
yeah, they're going to be running a Juggernaut CM. This is a
Old
classic old school pub duel lane. Many a pub was
You know what is
brought
more
to
old
tears.
school than that? It's CM morphing is even more old school than that.
No, you know what's even more old school than that? Svenless track. That's like going back to like
Man,
6.48.
You're an old man.
Thank you, my friend.
That's a Dota 1 combo.
You'll be joining me soon, don't worry.
I'm not joining you in the 30s club yet.
I'm not in the 30s club yet.
Soon.
I will be soon, though.
Sorry I reminded you. I'm gonna make sure you have a really good present next time.
I'm looking forward to it, but Silent not looking forward to the harassment here that Innocence is putting out with the Void, the right-click damage.
Yeah, but Chen is gonna make a move bottom, so to alleviate the pressure, he's gonna try to gank and jungle in the enemy forest.
He is
And-
scouted, though, so they'll be ready for this one.
Yep, that's a good ward. You always have to place this ward when you're actually going aggressive tri-lane.
Oh,
And
they
the-
just missing on
He
the
just
D
missed
ward.
what?
F and G. The Spidey senses just
He
tingling.
he knew, but
But he knew before they even react. Like, no one reacted.
Like-
Razor's just farming mid,
because
Prophet's
it's
farming
a
bottom.
play you make when you're going
Yeah,
aggressive
yeah.
tri-lane. You have to place that ward.
That was just instincts, not anything Wings did to give it away.
Oh my god. And
Ooh.
just like what Sebastian says, if you don't find the ward, you can never assume there's a ward. There's no wards there.
And in fact, he knows. Thing is, though, now that he's in the jungle, Razor can never feel safe because there's no ward scouting the actual rotation towards mid. And up against the Exort Invoker, does have to sit back a little bit.
At least it's an Exalt Invoker, you know, so you don't have the Tornado setup to worry about.
Yeah, Cold Snap into Chen creeps
look,
is
look
pretty
at
bad.
the real
Though.
Tornado right there.
Can we get a close-up? Let's get in the eye of the storm.
Wow, you actually like that movie?
Don't you see what I did there? Aren't you proud of me?
I'm always proud of you, Mr. Gorman. Even after the countless failures.
What failures?
Beyond the schedule.
Okay, that's so not fair. I have no power. I have no power here. I'm in Belarus, man.
Sorry.
I am but a commentator.
Life is never fair. If you expect everything to be fair, get out of
Radiant's
here.
middle tower
Get
is
the
under
hell
attack.
All right, so we are back underway, and it looks like Phobos gonna take a bit of harassment from the Prophet, but Space Cow can handle the punishment. He was built for this.
Look at his CS. He actually has the oh my god, he has the highest amount of CS.
Now they're making a move top lane, spin to win. Silent, completely caught out. Oh, just kidding. Backs away. They had that, but I guess he didn't want to trade.
Even if he trade, it was first bird for
I know, but Shadow values his own life too much. That was very surprising.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
Juggernaut, let them feel the cool of your blade.
Give them a slack. Give them some slack. Cut them some slack.
Good night.
GG.
So I'm curious if this Chen does try to post up on mid. He's handing out.
Oh, he
Cast
has
the troll.
quite a decent creep. So he might actually go for
Seeds of
the
fortune.
Penitence if he wants to go. I think if you talk about level 1 spell, Test of Fate and Penitence, you need to go going for a gank. Penitence in most situations will be better to set up a gank, especially if it's an Exalt Invoker.
Just to make it a little bit easier to connect.
Yep.
Cold Snap's pretty good there too.
Cold Snap, Penitence. Yeah.
See ya. Look at that Fairy Fire Mango combo. You're leading the life of luxury when you start with both of those. Gee, though. No luxury to be had here. He goes triple Wex to try and get out of range, and eventually will manage to escape. We have not talked at all about the Spirit Breaker, by the way. He's 17-2. This lane is not working out the way Faith Beyond would like.
Like, he's built to survive his lane. Like you mentioned, like, Prophet wins his lane by Harris. Like, a lot of Harris. Oh no, mid lane.
There's the Troll Trap setting up the stun. Do they have the firepower here with the Invoker going to work? Deafening Blast even chucked out. Pops the Fairy Fire. Not going to happen. VP strike first and Faith Beyond could well be next. Running into the Chen army, into the Invoker right clicks, and into death it appears. One more right click. Does he have it? Is there Sunstreak available? Any sort of Invoke? G. Oh, Tower suddenly turns on him. He has to pump the Fairy Fire, and Faith Beyond swags away with a double kill.
Oh
Laughs
my
at the
God.
Chen creep. That aggro, man. Ouch.
The plays were real.
Oh, he fogs him, and then the tower just got mad and decided to execute him.
Because he right click on the hero, I guess.
Yeah, it must have been, because it didn't look like he was the natural target there. My God. Well, that went from a bad Prophet feed into an amazing play.
That was a caffeine moment right there. We were like, alright, Prophet's gonna die, everything's gonna be normal, Invoker's gonna escape.
And then 6.86 happened.
6.86 happened, whatever you called it. But Phobos is having a 6.86 life right now. No, maybe a 6.85 offlane life. That's right.
The
now.
worst part is he even used his Fairy Fire, incidentally. That's when you get really sad.
The value that was lost, you know. 75 gold right there, down the drain.
And damage. The damage went. So he is going committed to the Exort build here. Gets the 3 points.
Yep, it's the global presence. They want to have synergy with the SB, so you can charge Sunstrike. It's a lot of pressure for the enemy team.
And that is the good news here for VP is when the Prophet TP'd, Spirit Breaker was just there getting his levels. Now they
FNG.
rotate onto FNG, but Spirit Breaker's not too far off. They even braided Shadow. The creep's getting involved with the Hadouken to try and scare Wings off, but no such luck.
You have global presence. We do also have the Prophet for our
We have
global.
teleport scrolls. And the Prophet. But it's a pretty big rotation. Now top lane's abandoned, and Lycan can look to take advantage.
Yeah, it was not like they gained a lot of that gang because they rotated so many heroes. a kill is a kill. They're gonna be able to remove FNG from the jungle. Phobos has ultimate.
And Faith Beyond might be removed
Sunstrike.
from the map here. Sunstrike, he gets bashed out of it, but that also means he got bashed, which means he takes a lot of extra damage. So he'll be fine.
So what you're saying is either way he's dead?
Yes. Well, you were like, oh.
Radiant's top tower is
For a
under
moment I was
attack.
worried, okay, he might actually not die.
Radiant
Alright,
structures
just kidding,
are
too much
fortified.
damage.
And these are the trades. This is the nice thing about the VP draft is even if they get a kill, like you push so hard in pretty much every lane that there will be punishment. And it's the top tower
Radiant's
that's
top
currently
tower
taking the
is
beating.
under attack.
And here comes the Prophet, Fabian gets the Sprout onto Lil Hardy.
Very nice. Silent, not yet level 6 just yet. Could be trouble for him. Let's see if he's able to back away. They do settle for the Venge kill in the end. FNG on the smoke.
The Revenge Squad. Oh, the smoke!
Oh, there we go. Probably not the way he's hoping to have it broken. Sunstrike comes through, and that one's going to connect. Oh, man, that's an easy takedown. Looking for the trade for the Razor. Oh, the Chen creep's getting in his way. Couldn't quite finish the job, and now looking to slow down. Well, they got the troll.
Dire's
So
top
very
tower
back
is
and
under
forth early
attack.
game here, WinteR. 4-3, 7 minutes in.
This is Dota 2, boys. Everyone is trying to take control of the game. Don't you like games like this?
I love games like this. I live for these games. It has everything. It's like a great Shakespeare play. You know,
Dire's bottom
feeds,
tower
fails,
is under attack.
big plays, moments of brilliance and triumph. Brings a tear to your eye.
And moments of question marks.
Lots of question marks. So, Juggernaut, 53 CS, having a pretty good
Radiant's
time.
top tower
Has the
is under
Aquila.
attack.
Looks like Battle Fury is the build for
Dire's
Shadow.
bottom tower is under attack.
We grab the Reign of Regen. They're
Radiant's
charging
top
in bottom.
tower
This would
has
be a great
fallen.
hero to shut down, but it is not going to be an easy target. Coming in hot, DK Phobos. The spin connects. Just as he arrives, he gets the bash up and the Nether Strike too. Has the mana. Just kidding. He's dead. No Omni Slash.
No stats, you know. If he had like a small item that maybe Aquila or something, he was really close to surviving there. Might have gotten his Omni Slash off.
Yeah, do you think he would have lived with the Omni though? I think he might have died anyway.
Yeah, maybe they would be able to get a return kill because Prophet had ultimate and CM might have been able to finish one
That's
of them. Yeah, so they might have been able to get a kill. That's why a lot of the players rally. Wow.
Got him! Gee, just sounds games. Like you said, I think everyone is tired. I've seen some really wacky stuff today.
He wants some sunshine, you know.
I saw a Chen solo kill a Death Prophet earlier. I've now seen G Sunstrike himself. I've seen it all today, WinteR. I haven't seen the sights in Minsk, though.
No, I think you freeze before you see anything.
Yeah, I don't think we'd get very far.
You literally get frostbitten.
So, with the game slowing down now, score 4-4 at 9 minutes in. I know draft-wise, we were both feeling like VP just had this ridiculously strong lineup, even before the 5th pick.
Yep, 5-man, rush control.
Are you
push.
still feeling VP at this stage?
Yeah, I do. I think they have a fairly easier lineup to execute, whereas Wings are more reliant on outplaying, try to outmaneuver with the Prophet, split them up, try to get a pick off with Night Stalker here and there, and try to slow down the push and drag the game long enough for them to actually be able to rat non-stop and just... Because technically they have 4 cores, right? All four of their heroes can become cores.
Yeah, especially with the start they've had on the top 3, Avenge is going to get a lot of space.
CM is going to be like the poor position 7, position 6 hero here in this game.
I feel like that's the only position I ever see CM in nowadays. Chain feeding. And they picked it to quote-unquote counter the Chen. Do you feel like it's done its job so far?
Before that happens, you know, before we talk about that,
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I think he did a fairly okay job early, but Chen got driven out of the forest at the start. So even though they needed more heroes to do that, they needed 4 heroes, not only the CM alone. But I think overall, her other contribution is like the mana. It's like something you cannot calculate it. You can't say how much the hero did in the lane.
Oh, the charged into the Roche. This game really has it all. The Roche bash on the charge.
So they're gonna kill the Roche now?
Yeah, get some sweet revenge on the Rock, man. Let's go. Innocence is going to find Silent, but he's also been found by Phobos. Sunstrike, that's a connection. And down will go.
Why is everyone's...
Now they go Roche.
Okay, he gets the
Courier, Faith Beyond. One more right click would get the job done, but can't quite find it. The charge coming in, and we'll just barely get out of there.
All right, this game.
And now the Roche. This game truly has it all. Do not see Wayne's contesting this.
That's what you think.
Plasma Field last hit the Roshan. Not quite. DK Phobos with the charge.
Juggernaut, he's running.
A random spin appears, then he gets swapped back in. Shadow just feeds himself away.
He goes into the shadows.
VP collects their bonus.
Oh my god, what is...
I thought Christmas was over, but apparently there's still presents.
You know what's coming next? Chinese New Year, you're giving away red packets.
Yeah, well, I think Wings got it backwards. You're supposed to be the ones collecting the gifts, not giving them away to your opponents. They may lose the Razor here as well. Ice does manage to pick off FNG, but it's going to cost them a Razor very likely. One more auto attack finishes off. Then the meatball. Behold the brilliance of the Invoker. Rolls in, and now Ice will be next. 4 have fallen. I hope that's Admiral Bulldog on the Nature's Prophet.
For all the good your scraps of armor did you.
Can he actually at this point save you, even if it's Admiral Bulldog? He didn't salvage the last game for his team.
I don't know if anyone can salvage this one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They could have just stepped away, keep farming, and just let it be.
Radiant's bottom
Try to
tower
push.
is under attack.
What?
They can't even
how
really
would
split
it-
push that well, though. Like, all they have is Prophet.
Yeah, but how
Dire's
could have...
structures are fortified.
I don't know, man. How would have they be able to actually take the fight?
Oh, they do. Oh, almost sniped Silent. They get him. Nicely done. This is what they're looking for. These chaotic fights where they just find pickoffs. Phobos will fall. That's 2 down. Big heroes at that. G going for the TP out. Can they isolate him? They can, but they can't stun him. That's not too bad. CM for a Lycan Spear Breaker.
They lost the tower, so that's something.
You're gonna lose the towers, right? Like, I don't know how you save your towers this game. So do you think just split push then?
Yeah, I think split pushing, like, obviously you take fights when you feel you're stronger. You have the ultimates up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But I think overall head-on
Structures
engagements,
are
VP are still very, very strong with their lineup. Especially when they finish probably their double necrobooks on the Lycan and
Dire's
the
bottom
Invoker.
tower
And
has fallen.
when they have that, it's like good luck fighting into, you know, VP. They have just way too much summon, and I think
And Wings, I mean, you look at their draft, they have, I would say, fairly mediocre deep push. You have Plasma Field, Nova, and Prophet Ult. That's pretty much it.
and spin.
And Spin, but we saw what happened the last time he spun. They just swap him in and right-click him and he dies. That's not easy.
There's gonna be just the amount of a timing window for VP where they have all their items and they're just gonna run down your lanes as 5 heroes. And Wings have to like rat, cut creeps, you know, do all those rat stuff.
Jug's not too bad for it, and he is getting a Battle Fury, so...
It's dangerous this game because of the SB. That's the difference between having the SB and the Beastmaster.
Yeah, you always can be getting ganked, especially for a hero like Nature's Prophet.
Yep, you never know if you're safe when you don't see Phobos on the map. Especially with the Sunstrike as well. So first Necrobook out. The push shall commence. I don't think you're a fan of all this, like, you're like holding your palm onto your face, you're like, the Spider-Man is coming.
I'm just racking my brain as to what Wings can do at this point. It feels like VP have to severely misplay to turn the game.
Radiant's middle
Just
tower
like purely
has
based on the lineups at this stage. Sunstrike will connect, and it hits Innocence, but there's some creeps there. And now they look for the turner on Sprout. Coming through, Crystal Maiden ult, and Phobos just laughs in their faces, TPs away.
This is when you use your chat wheel space creator. Going high ground.
They're high grounding. It's happening. 15 minutes in. Well, we had some delays today, but VP want to get us back on schedule. Lil goes in with the swap. Will connect. Down goes the Razor. It's time to spin to lose here, as Shadow is just run down by right clicks from the Invoker. That's 2 more cores down. They are breaking the base in 15 minutes.
Looks like we're gonna have an early bedtime today. At the rate this is going.
That's wonderful, but maybe not so wonderful for Wings. Had some brilliant games earlier, but this was not one of them. And they will lose the range tracks to melee next. They got nothing. There is just no deep push here. They've taken Avoiding Forge Spirits.
Dire's top tower.
And there
is
goes
under
the second
attack.
Rax, the melee down.
It seems like 5-man is the way to go.
Well, it seems like teams that get ambushed by 5-man are just screwed, you know? Like, Fnatic was up against a 5-man draft earlier, but they found a way to run the AM where it couldn't be punished.
They did receive some help from their opponents that game.
That's true.
They were really close to losing that game.
That's true.
So I wouldn't say that they found a way to deal with the 5-man.
It just feels like Wings had like the worst possible draft to deal with it towards the end.
It actually was fine if they didn't lose so many heroes at the Roshan, because they could have just continued farming and get more items. But it just sped up VP's timing because they lost like what 4 heroes there, gave levels away to VP, basically
middle
gave away the
tower is under
necrobooks to
attack.
VP as well. So I mean,
Dire's
even though their
structures
draft is
are
not so
fortified.
suitable at defending, but I think that
Honestly,
they still could have executed.
The other
that.
thing that is, I mean, important to keep in mind is VP there's like no footage on VP on this patch. They did not play a single game in 6.86 until this tournament. So because of that, it's really hard to game plan against them. And this is literally just copy pasta straight out of what Godblack has been doing with Spirit Gaming, it feels like. And
So the last,
if you haven't seen them run it, maybe you're just not
the last game
expecting
they
Radiant's
played was
top tower has
in the new house. That was the last games that they
it.
played.
They played at the summit, yeah.
That was the.
And obviously, you know, as with all teams, it's a very different patch. EG, same thing.
Radiant's
You just
top
and
tower
even
is under
Secret,
attack.
but Secret and has not been running as
Alright,
unusual.
that was like 5 seconds before the tower went
Radiant's
down, or
top
maybe
tower
4.
has fallen.
So Rex is like 1, 2, 3, 4, spin to win, spin to lose.
VP just for ignoring heroes. They don't care about the kills. They want the racks. They get the melee. And now they're going to turn on the range.
Look at the amount of stuff. They have 3 necrobooks.
They just run at them and you die. Shadow will just get munched down during the deafening blast, which is not particularly long at this stage of the game. Now Silent onto the throne. Wings not even going to bother fighting any
You know
longer.
there's a traditional
GG.
There's a traditional necrobook counter.
Virtus.Pro.
You know what happened to us back in Dota 1?
What was it, the Midas? Mass Midas?
No.
That was the Pinoy counter. to
That was
Necrobook.
one of the counters, but you can't use it now. So
Yeah.
basically, back then in Dota 1, we were doing this something similar. We have like 3 cores that buy necrobooks, and the enemy team drafted Omni Knight and OD. Because the first spell, the nuke, the orb effect actually does a lot of damage to summons.
I don't think that would work this
and
game
then
at all.
you repel OD to kill all the books.
It comes online too quickly. They were breaking base in 15 minutes. Like
Yeah, but that was their own fault. They made it quick because it's like they didn't want to play the game anymore.
yeah. I feel like there's not a whole lot to analyze here, WinteR. What do you think?
The players are tired.
The players are tired.
So are we.
G Sunstriked himself. These things happen in the world of Dota 2.
Yes, they do. Anything can happen.
Be pretty cool if you could kill yourself with Sunstrike, though. That would be fun. Invoker commit suicide.
How can that be fun? Oh my god.
Sunstrike deny yourself? Come on. That would be brilliant.
I don't know what you've been smoking, but let's go take a break.
Well, we're going to take a break. Wings are going to try to collect themselves. We'll be back for more Dota 2 action. Thanks for watching Starladder Season 13.
E-gaming bets. We accept bets on